This is a double injury update. Declan Rice and Mosquera, all these players never finished the game of Brentford. However much Arsenal went ahead, obviously winning by 2-0. But there are a lot of stories moving around. But we come in here to bring you the latest news and information as far as everything is concerned, as we wait for Mikel Arteta's injury update in the press conference that is going to be holding today ahead of the game of Aston Villa that Arsenal is going to be playing tomorrow. It's, I think, the early Kickstarter. Let me even check in here and really see at what time is that game of Arsenal is obviously going to be taking place in there. When we go to the Premier League and they are showing us the fixtures of the weekend, obviously Arsenal is going to be opening up with a side called Aston Villa. Arsenal is going to be opening up with a side on Aston Villa at 15:30 hours, meaning that you should keep your eyes onto this. Now, smash like button, comment, and share if you're watching us for the very first time. Endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name. I want to hit 30,000 subscribers. Now, for Mosquera, he was the first to get off the field of play, and this sent shockwaves into the players of Arsenal. Why did it send shockwaves? Reason being, the club of Arsenal was really not in position to obviously stand this or stomach it, as they had their first centre-back pairing out. That is William Saliba and a player known as Gabriel Magalhaes. For Gabriel Magalhaes, he's out until next year. For Saliba, we don't know exactly what's wrong with him, and we also wait for an update from the manager known as Mikel Arteta as far as the health or the condition of Saliba is like today, as they do the last training before they go to the Midlands in there to play against Aston Villa. Now, Mosquera walked off the field of play, and that was in the first half. And finally, after the game of Brentford, the manager has come up and obviously had something to say about Mosquera's injury. He told us that Arsenal has to wait and see. It's probably the knee or an ankle. We don't know. He could not really tell us. He could not really tell us exactly how it was, but he wasn't able to continue. So that's what we got from the manager, Mikel Arteta, the manager of Arsenal. He told us that the player told him that he could not continue, but he was not certain of which body part had really gone ahead to get a problem. And all of these parts are really very delicate, but the most delicate is the knee. And I know Arsenal fans are really crossing their hands to say to it that it's not the knee. When it's the knee, knee injuries are really tricky because they can bring you back and then you get a setback. You get? So we await today to hear from the manager, Mikel Arteta, on whether Mosquera is having an ankle injury or any injury. But very soon we'll know, and the duration for him to be out will be revealed to us in here onto the Rokani Media Football, and I'll come out proudly to really bring you the stories like I've always gone ahead to do in here onto our beautiful channel. But I think it's a very big miss for Arsenal, but I want to strengthen the people at Arsenal. What you need to know is that Arsenal really has very many players that can play the central defense. I was on a certain TikTok live, and there is something that really explained to the people there. I told them that there is something that Arteta never told every person, but I think it's to the board. They've been looking out for players that play in that entire back line who are really versatile, that can play across all that back line. Mosquera can play as a right back, left back, and a central defender. Julian Timber, he can play as a left back, right back, central defender. Ricardo Carafioli, right back, left back, central defender. I think it's only Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes that can only play in the central defense. You understand? But Ben White can play as a left back, right back, and a center back. Hincapi can play as a left back and a center back. You understand? So it was not by mistake that they brought in players who can play across that entire back line. You understand? So there is even another one that most of you have just gone ahead to see once play into that central defense, and it's all about Declan Rice. For those that have been following out Declan Rice way back from a team known as West Ham, he used to play as a central defender, and they just shifted him from the central defense into the midfield. That is it. So that means even Declan Rice can come in through and play as a central defender to partner with any of those. But I don't think that it will reach that extent. I think Saliba won't really take long to get back. But even if he's away, those players can come in through and obviously play into the central defense. And there is another story that came in through from, what was the source? That Mikel Merino was at once played as a central defender. Let me check here. Who really said it? Mikel Merino of Arsenal was once played as a central defender. Was it at Newcastle? Sorry, at Dortmund. So, Mikel Merino played as a central defender at Dortmund. And in that team, there was Felix Pelesak, there was Marcel Sisma as the left back, then Matthias Gainer on the right side of the central defense. Then Mikel Merino came in through to play as a left-sided centre-back in there for you. So Arsenal has very many people that can come in through and obviously do the needful. And that was the time when they had Mario Götze, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, Pulisic, Emery Moore, Julian Weigi, and Sebastian Rode. You understand? So he once played as a centre-back at Borussia Dortmund. That is Mikel Merino. So let no one worry about the situation of defenders at the club of Arsenal. I think that will get sorted because they really do have very many options that can come in through and do the needful. Now, that's why Mikel Merino is just a blessing to this club of Arsenal. And you know why they really went ahead to obviously take their time and brought him to this club of Arsenal, because they knew exactly what they are really bringing in through. And kudos to the technical bench, to the technical team of Arsenal, Mikel Arteta and Edu, who is no longer there, who was really substituted or replaced by a man called, who was replaced by Emmanuel Andre Batha, who is also doing a wonderful job. Because Mikel Merino is a dream that has gone ahead to come to reality. That's what I can really say about that. So let's leave it at that and let's go to Declan Rice. And this is Sky Sports. They've gone ahead and obviously talked to Declan Rice. And this is what Declan Rice really had to say about his injury. And he said that, "I'm fine and I'll be available for Arsenal's trip to Aston Villa on Saturday lunchtime." That's what Declan Rice really went ahead to say. Meaning that the problem with Declan Rice was, I think he was just naked. He was just naked. Because he had been playing almost every game. Remember, Arsenal came in through and they played into the North London Derby. Hard game. He played it. Then he went ahead to play Bayern Munich in the midweek. Over the weekend, they played against Chelsea. He was in the starting 11. And now, when they are playing against Brentford, he featured predominantly in there for you. So, after featuring predominantly in there for you, the player has obviously come out and really went down. They're playing against a team called Brentford, and he was naked. Now, he's saying he's fine, but let's get what the manager really said after the game of Arsenal and Brentford. He said the following: Declan Rice had to come off. He can walk. He cannot play. He's played a lot of minutes, but as well, when? Now, we play Wednesday night and we have to play Saturday morning. If they can please give us a little time, a little bit more time to recover, that will be great in there for you. So, Arsenal is playing on Saturday. So, the manager is like, we need some time to rest. And I think he knew to it that the player was just naked and he needed some good recovery in there for you. So, Declan Rice is also available, but Mosquera is one of those that you wouldn't expect into this encounter when Arsenal is playing against a team known as Aston Villa. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. First video of the day. Go into the comments section and let me know what your thoughts are about Mosquera and Declan Rice injury updates that I've gone here to drop to you. And please feel free to continue subscribing, and after subscribing, hit the notification bell. That will enable you to get notified every time I upload a video onto this channel. Coming up next, obviously, it is all about the manager of Arsenal telling us what he thinks about this beautiful game of football, and then the match preview will follow in thereafter.